Welcome back to another Rated XO. I am Yo Big Root,
And I'm your girl, Sherri J.
and we got another question. Today we've got a question from IG.
Yeah, it's from, I wanted to get your reaction to a video from Decisions.
Okay, word.
So I'm going to pull that up right now.
Formerly known as Horrible Decisions.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to play it right now.
I just want a man that's gonna tell me the truth. No, you now. When this tells you that he wants to more than you would not with him.
If she could speak to men, do you know how many things that we think about that we don't say?
16 carriages.
Let's just say a nigga getting tired of your pussy. You're probably already tired of him, not stroking like how he used to. Tired of hearing this nigga fart. Tired of him being like, there's so many shit we don't say about men that turn us off that they couldn't handle either.
Now that's how you clear up.
Can you imagine a blow to a man's ego if you actually told them how less attractive they've become?
God damn, you just trying to cut deep.
You're a victim.
And a lot of men just seem to feel like because they're men, they could do certain things. This comedian said last night, basically having a wife is like a mom that you fuck. You stop
That
thinking for
shit
yourself.
was hilarious.
Okay.
But that shit is true.
She's like, you stop thinking for yourself. It's like, baby, when the last time I was thinking? That was such a good joke because it's true.
Okay.
Damn.
Is that one we want to touch? I don't
Yeah,
know.
let's
That
do
was
it.
that was interesting. Like, so what I saw there was basically what they titled it is. Hold on. Can you handle the truth? Can we handle the truth when our partner has something to say, I guess, that we don't like? Are they getting that what you heard? That you're
Yeah.
getting sick of? I guess maybe it is a good question for us because we've been in a relationship for 30 years. Obviously, things change,
Yep.
right? So, can you handle the truth if I tell you that you're getting lazy on something? Can I handle the truth if you tell me I'm getting lazy on something? Should I put myself in the hot seat first, or you want to go?
I'll go.
Go ahead. Good.
This just reminds me of something that happened with us many years ago. And one of the things you said to me, don't ask questions you're not prepared to handle the answer for.
You can't handle the truth.
And that was a tough blow for me. But on the other side of the equation, I look at it this way. If you're feeling away with your partner, the truth is going to come out. Either you're going to say it and you're going to be an adult about it, and you're going to ideally think about your partner's feelings when you tell them, or it's going to come out in a way that you're going to, like, inaction is inaction. So either your resentment is going to speak to it, or you or they are going to do something as a response to how you feel exhibiting itself in how you treat your partner or how you treat other people or whatever.
Yeah.
That's going to come out regardless. And a decision is either going to be made by you directly or indirectly. Your indecision is going to make a decision for
I
you.
agree 100%.
So, like, if you're unhappy with something your partner is doing, or you don't like somebody just said about like how they like their style and aesthetic or whatever, you're better off telling them, or something is going to tell them for you.
Yeah, if it's
Either-
building resentment, you got to say something.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just how you say it, I
But
think.
if you have a good relationship, you should be able to be honest with
Yeah.
the person you're with. If you can't be honest with the
Yeah.
person you're with, you're not with the right person.
True. And maybe it's not even resentment. Maybe it's just an annoyance and you're just like, it's peeving you and like even just like rubbing you the wrong way. If it's an everyday thing,
If
like,
it's grinding that hard.
yeah, you got to tell them. You just got to tell them nice.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said, like,
Yeah.
taking their feelings into consideration and being an empathetic and
Yeah.
giving a shit kind of person. But if it bothers you, you should say something. If you can't be honest,
I
then
agree.
they're not the right person.
I agree.
That's my opinion. Or you have issues with people pleasing or being able to feel good enough about yourself where you can feel like you can be honest with the person you're with without having to feel about attachment and just injuries and stuff like that. Like, you're going to lose the person you're with because you can't be honest. That's a whole nother challenge. But at the end of the day, that inability to be forthright is not going to help keep a relationship strong.
I agree. 100%.
That's the way that I see it. I think that the idea that kind of to me plays off that whole trope of the whole happy wife, happy life thing.
Yeah, you don't
where
say anything if
that's
something bothers you.
stupid.
Yeah.
Like that's not actually happiness. That might be you're allowing your wife to exist in a state of ignorance and a blissful like situation where she thinks everything's fine because you're just being some version of dishonest with her by not telling her what you really feel. She's not really happy because that's like the idea of the absence of conflict is peace.
Exactly.
No, the absence of conflict is just the absence of conflict and friction. Peace means that when disagreements happen, you can work through them and an equitable outcome can be arrived at.
Yeah,
That's real peace.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. What I was going to ask you, how would you tell somebody nicely, whatever example? Can you remember any of the examples that they said?
She said something about farting.
Yeah, why
like
is that the
passing
thing that
gas.
I remember?
Yeah, like
What was it about that? What that was the problem? Because everybody do it.
she said tired of it. Maybe like say, you know,
They don't try to hide it or something.
or they don't maybe like comport themselves in the way they did when they were dating.
Yeah.
And maybe
So what's a
what
nice
it
way to
is say,
tell them?
talk to them. Okay, baby, baby.
Baby, baby. Assuming it's a woman, I'm gonna ask you. How
Yeah.
would you tell me nicely?
Okay,
So you don't crush my spirit and my soul.
okay. Wow, because this is not a you
This is
thing.
not a
so
us
this
thing.
is a
It's a good
challenging
example.
one. This would be more of a thing that you'd have to say to me if we're gonna be real. Then I could picture myself saying to you, but be like, I would love to talk to you. This is something that like makes me feel very awkward and uncomfortable, and I don't want to like make you uncomfortable because I love the shit out of you and all of that, and you are just really dope, and I love the relationship we have together. But I've noticed over the years you've gotten more comfortable with us and with me, and I love that. But there's some things
What
that,
do you mean? Yeah, of course I'm comfortable.
which is dope.
Get to the point, boo. No. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Keep going.
Which is dope. But there's things that feel a little bit more comfortable.
Too comfortable?
Yeah, like it's like taking some of that mystery, mystique, and some of that like refinement away from like our situation. Like it's cool. Like I noticed like back in the day when you pass gas, you were more discreet about it. And like not like how you were when we were just with your girls.
Watch
Like-
this part get clipped out and it be
I'll-
about me. Oh no. This is not about me. We are role playing here.
I know. That's why
I know.
said it felt
I'm not
so
talking to
weird.
you. I'm talking to them.
Oh.
Don't you dare do it. Oh, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
said it felt so weird for
I
me
know,
to
but
be-
you have to. Well, like,
Okay. Anyway.
I think people always say, but like, tell them nicely. What does that actually look like
well,
in action?
I'm trying to
I think
do
you're
it,
doing
and
well. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, baby. Yeah, like, because I love hanging out with you. We hang out like crazy. Like, it is so dope. But like, I'm not one of your girls, so I would love it if like when you see me, you still see your boyfriend that you like used to kick it with, and like you were kind of like, oh wait, maybe I'll be a little more discreet with that. Not that I expect you to not pass gas. That's not what I
Exactly.
mean. But like, like the times when I've been a bit Homer Simpson about it, and you say, yo, baby, do you have to do it that way? And you made me see, yo, yeah, I don't want to be Homer Simpson to you. Like, I'll try to be fucking way more discreet about it, not trying to pretend that I don't have a body that doesn't produce,
Yeah.
carbon monoxide and all
Yeah.
that. But like, I could be more classy about it. Like,
Yeah. And I
like,
think
on my side, I'm saying like I could
Yeah.
be more classy about it.
And I think in this particular situation, it's one of those things which it sounds like a lot of the things that they probably mentioned and already slipping my head. When you're in a relationship for a while and you're happy, you get comfortable.
Word.
And when you're comfortable, you do things that you may not do when you're in a new relationship.
Exactly.
And you have to be more mindful. And sometimes your person has to remind you. And
Exactly.
they just need to do it nice. Like,
Yeah,
I may be getting too comfortable around here. Not how you just said it. I would appreciate if you told me that way.
Oh, I appreciate hearing
So-
that because it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy by any stretch.
Yeah.
And I know you've had to say things to me when I've gotten
Like,
too comfortable.
I know
so
we've been together for
that.
20 years, but I'm still your girlfriend. I may
Exactly.
be wifey, but I'm still your girlfriend.
And you've said that to me, and
Yeah.
I appreciate it. And it caused me to like reevaluate, like, yo, I'm sleeping on something. Like, I can't be slipping like that. And I want to be better because I want you to feel like my girlfriend all the time. Like,
Yeah.
like my wife is my girlfriend. And I
That's
want
how
you
you
to
get
be
to
mad
80
comfortable.
years old still feeling like boyfriend, girlfriend.
Exactly. That's what I want. I still want to open your door and hold your hand and kick it and have fun, like, because we are best friends. But I also want you to feel like romanced. I want you to feel like you're my girl and like,
Yeah.
and you're that special to me. I don't ever want that to change. That's really important to me.
Yep. So sometimes we just need to remind each other. So yes, tell the truth. Yes, we can handle the truth, but it's all in how you deliver the truth.
Exactly. And
Be nice.
And no, you are not a mom, my mom that I get to fuck.
Oh
That
yeah,
is the
where did
most
that even come
fucked
from?
up, creepy
If you
shit.
feel like
No, that's what he said at the end.
If you
That's
feel that somebody said
bananas.
that. If you feel that way, man, you in trouble. You are in trouble.
Yeah, like
you
seriously?
You didn't say enough. You didn't tell enough
I
that
feel
somebody
like-
was like
Well, to
making
me-
you feel like if somebody's doing stuff that's making you feel that way and
Yeah.
it gets to that point, you have not
Yeah.
spoken up when you needed to.
Yeah,
So,
because that's a issue where it's on both people.
Yeah.
Because I don't think
they
any
may be
grown-ass
lazy
adult-
or they just may be too comfortable and you remind them.
Yeah. But on both sides, like the thing with like dudes need to step up and act like adults, like your partner is not your mom. And even
But
like
yeah, I don't even know what.
like
I
is
don't know where they were.
like
that
if you
was
can't
about.
like the whole thing that you see tropes on TV, dudes don't pick up after themselves. They can't wash their own dishes. They can't put their clothes in the dirty clothes hamper, all that kind of stuff. Like again, stepping up, acting like an adult. And on the other side of the equation, if you feel like your wife is like or your
Nagging, is that
partner
what it's about? The nagging, is that what they're saying?
Well, I don't
getting
know
to?
which one it is because
I don't
it
know what they
sounded
were
like
trying to
when
get
he
to.
said it's a mom you get to fuck. It felt like he was he was speaking to she takes care of everything, cooks for me, picks up my shit, gets me to places on time. Like you just like basically have abdicated your responsibilities as being an adult
But-
onto your partner.
But the whole question came from like, can you handle the truth? Like they're not
Oh,
telling you
word.
something. So I assume
That's the nag side.
maybe it's that your girl is nagging to the point where she feels like your mom.
Yeah, so on
You know what I
that
mean?
side, yeah, I think you can need to talk to them still and let them know how that makes you feel. And like, you know, we need to reset this dynamic because I don't like being talked to that way. And like,
And she
let's
don't like
look at
talking to you that way. I'm
Yeah.
pretty much can guarantee that too.
what on my side might I be doing that's contributing to you feeling the need to interact with me that way. And then on your side, these are the things that I'm not feeling that I would like to see you work on changing.
Yeah.
And I think some things you just got to confront head on in a polite, respectful way. And like looking at this person and saying, even one of the things that I got from somewhere, all this information we're constantly learning is like when you go to sit down and talk, just like, yo, we both agree we're here because we love each other. And we're talking to each other because we want this to work and be good. And we're working at this as a team, not one of us got to win. So that means the other got to lose.
Yeah.
We both get to win in this. So when I'm telling something to you, it's because this is what I need. It's not because I want to demean you or bring you down or something like that. I'm not trying to cut you down or get over on you.
I agree. And I was just thinking when you were saying that, I was thinking about some of the ways we've seen and heard men tell their girls like something, and it's just like, no, bro, don't do it like that. Like,
Yeah.
this is your girlfriend or your wifey or the mother of your children. Like, be nice, be respectful,
be
like
kind.
treat her gentle, like you care about her feelings.
Yeah.
It's not a
exactly.
time to joke if you're gonna say something you know is gonna make her like embarrassed that she even has to hear it. You're saying, can you handle the truth? then that is in your delivery.
Yeah, and it's also time and place too. Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna tell some things to somebody that's sensitive, don't do it when other people are around. Don't do it when you already know that they're in a bad spot. If they had a horrible day at work, or they're dealing with mad stress and pressure, maybe the kids and all that kind of stuff. Like, pick your time and place. Pick, like you were just saying, pick how you deliver information.
And to
how
that
you
point
talk
too,
to
you
people.
got to like not let it build up to the point where it comes out like, why do you do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you do that? I hate that shit. Like,
Because each of us
don't let it
deserves
get to that point.
Yeah, we all deserve to be happy in our relationship. Like, it cannot be a thing where like the guy gets to, these stereotypical roles, or you're a provider, but you don't get to be happy and satisfied as well. No, everybody in the relationship does. So we have an obligation to be in touch with our own feelings and our needs. I think part of that is also, though, being self-aware, being aware of our own emotional needs and feelings. And as guys, I don't think we haven't always gotten the space and the access to do that. We're not always like given permission per se to have emotional feelings and needs and all of that. And so that is a skill in itself, to learn what you're feeling and what your needs are and all that. So sometimes we have to like figure out how to get in touch with those things. That's why a lot of therapists are always saying to journal and stuff. It's more so you can learn to articulate and vocalize within yourself what you're feeling, and to pay attention to these deeper feelings. So if something's nagging you or bugging you, you can more consciously pay attention to it, notice it, and then understand how to vocalize it properly to your partner. That's a skill, and not everyone is fortunate enough to have learned those skills.
Well, I was going to say it goes both ways though too, because women can be pretty cutting as well.
Word.
And vicious.
Word.
As we know. So all of this goes both ways.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't trying to put it all on any one gender or partner or anything like that, and I'm glad you called that out, because that's very true. I think that this is where journaling is valuable.
Yeah.
Like, if there's one thing that I would recommend for folks, it's to journal through your feelings. When you're feeling away, just try to write it out. What are you feeling in your body? What is physical sensations, emotional feelings, and then helping you get to more quickly identify things in a conscious way. Because sometimes your physical body, your emotions manifest in your physical body, and you don't consciously always realize what that is. Get that up out of your subconscious, get it into the front of your brain, and be like, oh, that's what's bugging the fucking shit out of me.
I agree.
Okay, cool.
I agree. So we're in agreement.
We are absolutely in agreement.
That's why I like you.
Well, I like you too, girl. I like you very much. Thank you. I always like
talk to me nice, okay?
I will always talk to you nice. I like you.
Okay. I
Love
think
you,
that's
girl.
the end, right?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that question. If y'all got questions, please feel free to hit us up on Insta with your questions. Send them over that way. Or you can email us at where do they
RatedXO at sextechandchill.com.
So hit us up there. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Please. We would love that. And we got a newsletter too. Head on over to sextechandchill.com. Sign up for the newsletter, so that way if we get kicked off the socials, you can still catch our content, because
it's getting hard out here, these social streets.
Yeah, these streets it's real. Anyway, I want to also send a big ups and support to our neighbors in the community who are undocumented, who are dealing with a lot of shit right now. This is a time to have solidarity out there, y'all. Undocumented folks, our Palestinian folks, the queer community, obviously Black folks, and also I know there's a lot of hate going on against our Jewish siblings out there too. So much love and respect.
Tough out there, just
absolutely
tough all around, and
absolutely
we gotta have each other's back.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Sorry, you had me going in whole nother place. I was like, did you see that video where I was going to jump on them?
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Hold me back, man.
Yeah, I mean that
This is the days we're in right now. Like, it's a lot. It is a lot. And it is a lot
yeah,
to do this when that is happening. So
you're absolutely right.
we know what is going on.
This is where an intersectional understanding
Yeah.
of the world is so important, because our pleasure is absolutely political, and it's really important to use your voice where you can, not only on social media, but in person with your friends and family. Find, figure out what you believe in, figure out what your values on, and then find ways to positively work in service of those values, and ideally in collaboration with community that can support and bolster you as well.
Yeah.
That's me, and that's my soapbox.
Yeah.
Thank
Let
you.
us step down.
Yeah, let's step down. Thanks
Sit
very
out.
much. Appreciate y'all. We will see you next time. As always, I am Yo Big Roo,
And I'm your girl, Sherri J.
and this is SexTech and Chill, and we will catch y'all next time.
Bye.
Peace.